I never realized this until I got older. Until I became an old man at 44, I started to realize the powers that be, they want everybody fighting with each other over skin color, but the only time they want you coming together is when you're gambling and they're taking money from you and they can keep you working in the workforce forever. I'm Larry of the No Regret Show, and you know, I never thought I would say this. I'm older than Richard Pryor is in this interview that I'm about to show you. I'm older now at 44. I believe he was in his 30s when he gave this interview.
What do you think that these executives are afraid you're going to do to white America?
Probably stop some racism.
Stop racism?
Yeah, probably afraid of that because then people don't hate each other, and people start talking to each other, and then they start talking to each other, they find out who's the problem.
Which is?
Greedy people.
Greedy? I have a couple things I want to ask you there. Do you really think that some of the guys that you dealt with at NBC, no names, right? Because there's lawsuits for that too, that some of these guys really want to promote racism actively, or is it a subconscious?
I just think it's part of capitalism, is to promote racism, right? In order to make things work. If you feel better because you're white and you can get a job, you use that. I mean, I would.
Absolutely.
Say, I'm sorry, Jack, but shit, they say I'm white, I'm going to use this.
Right, absolutely.
Get this job, I'm hungry, But, and that separates people. So they keep people separated, that keeps them from thinking about the real problem. That's as simple as I see it. Probably it's not that simple, but...
Now, all right, you and I are about the same age, right? We're in our mid-30s. How long is it going to take before guys who think like you, and I say guys who think like me, people who don't want to have racism in the country, people who don't want to be oppressing any minority, whatever it is, sexual, whatever minority, really get into positions of power and can change things?
You can't get in a position of power, it seems, if you think like that. It seems that the only time you get in a position of power is if you like the people that are in power. To me, that's the way it goes. People that get to become executives become like the people that were already executives.
I don't know, maybe
they go in with good intentions, but
it's a big club, and you ain't in it.
Did you see what he said? The elites, they love racism. They love it. They love black fighting with white, white fighting with Hispanic, Hispanic fighting with black. They love it. But then when they want you to come together?
It goes down. We've been doing that almost every single day in the Discord. Easy money. If you guys want to come check that out, I'll throw a link for that.
And I will tell you, in these pockets, we here, and especially us that are in money moves, we've been making money. We've been making money. There's always a bull market.
DraftKings. Now I know it's a Super Bowl and all, but everyone gets a free bet? Man, that's big.
Poppy. So what's Cam Betty? The short odds?
You're both?
Ludicrous.
Hey, I heard Kevin's taking the under. The under? Please. I ain't no Undertaker. Hey, I'm watching you like a hawk.
Party in here. BetMGM's got all the sports betting in one place. And it's live, baby. Ooh, we're placing money lines again.
It's magic. Sauvage. Dior.
The Ozempic Trizone. I got the power of 3.
When it comes to protection, you wouldn't settle for Bateman when there's Batman. So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Hey, take a Bud Light Seltzer.
Yeah, sure thing.
What's this?
It's Bud Light Seltzer Mango.
Mango.
Is what you make it.
But above all, fear. Driven by soulmates. 100% driving pleasure. 100% electric.
For you, excellence isn't a challenge, it's a default. And Lexus knows that feeling is unmatched. Their standard isn't for the average, it's for those who set the bar. It's for those who set the bar. And then elevate it.
Oh, when they can get you gambling, oh, they want everybody sitting with each other. They want everybody day trading. They want everybody buying Cadillacs and cars and Beamers and Gucci and Louis. Oh, that's the only time they want you to come together. If you notice, they separate people, but then they want you to come together and be consumers, and we all got to stick together. Every time there's a natural disaster, have you ever noticed there's a disaster immediately after that, something with race happens? COVID could have brought everybody together, one virus. And what happened after that? George Floyd. What made every damn news channel around the world, not the virus, George Floyd? They wanted everybody shopping at the same time, spending that stimmy money and fighting. Racism and fighting. To think about it. You see, some people get this. Some people get what I'm putting down. When you start to understand how the elites really work, they want you in debt. They want you gambling. They want you hooked on substances. They want you hooked on medications. That's what they want. The elites want you working forever, yo. Richard Pryor was dead on in that video. You see, he was, God rest his soul, a great comedian, great individual, you know, had some issues of his own, but they always said through jokes and humor, there's a lot of truth. George Carlin put down a lot of truth too. You know, it's one big club. They want your Social Security money. Richard Pryor was trying to tell you right there how the elites work. They want people fighting with each other. They don't want people ever to achieve their goals. They want to keep taking your money and having you fight with each other and having us fight with each other to take our money and enjoy the good life. You see, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people will never understand and never get to a place of financial freedom. That's like a mythical creature for a lot of people. Because a lot of people don't understand, they make great money. A lot of people make some great money. But they got to pay Mercedes. They got to pay all the streaming platforms. They got their cell phones on layaway. They're either leasing or making these crazy high car payments. They don't go out and ball in a budget. I like to say ball in a budget. You could have nice things on a budget and still have your free time. You can have the best of both worlds. Balance. I made a video on that. A lot of people, by the time they get their paycheck, they already paid everybody else and there's nothing left. And they're trying to put peanuts together, you know, to have dinner with peanuts, or they're trying to scrape change together to go get some eggs. Ladies and gentlemen, don't fall into that trap. Open your eyes. Be a part of the 1% that sees how social media is controlled by your elites. Whether it's, I don't care, I'll say it, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TV, social media. They want you gambling. They want you shopping. Every commercial is a gambling commercial, a medication commercial. They want you drugged up. They want you sports betting. They want you day trading. They want you buying expensive things. They want you buying expensive cars. They want two people who are married with no kids to buy $1 million house with 5 bedrooms. That's what they want. Some people see it and some don't. I hope you guys got what I was putting down, but you know what? I'm at work right now, but give it some time. I'll be off for 2 months. No regrets. Get it.